music here in town. We are joined now by Captain Marvin Paulk. Captain, thanks for coming back to the show. I think the last time we had you on, you were still a lieutenant, so congratulations.
Yes. Thank you very much.
How's the new job treating you?
It's a busy job.
Yeah.
It's a very busy job. Many different programs that I oversee. We have a lot of hardworking employees, officers, civilian alike, that are really making sure that many of the programs that the city has stay going and stay afloat and truly provide a service to the public.
Sure, and you're doing a great job over there. The rank and file and the leadership at PD there was a big profile on the chief. Obviously, it's been 1 year since he took office, and talking about crime being down, burglaries being down, drug-related crime is down. It seems like we're moving in the right direction.
You know, you're right. And speaking of burglaries being down, I just want to point out, for those that didn't see the news yesterday, we arrested 5 individuals, our patrol team, day shift. They had a call of suspicious persons. They made contact, and they talked to the people that were there. They established a very good perimeter, got the vehicle description, made contact with that vehicle, and they ended up arresting 5 individuals, which had a lot of what we believe to be stolen property inside that vehicle.
In the vehicle. All right. Well,
so
I'm glad we caught them.
5 individuals off the street.
And in a small town like Santa Fe, 5 people. That's a pretty significant sector of the criminal population, I would imagine.
So we're going to keep stats and see if burglars
crime drops.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was talking to Lieutenant Dobbins the other day, and she was telling me that you can track when certain individuals get out of lockup and back on the streets, and you'll see burglaries spike up again.
Yes.
Over and over again.
But true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. But that's not what you're here to talk about. You're here to talk a little bit about a pretty unique program in the state of New Mexico, and that's Santa Fe's DUI Forfeiture Program.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to refer to my notes here.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know, first thing I want to bring up is that this program is not affected by the House bill that passed most recently at the state legislative.
This was the House bill that regulated the state level forfeiture, asset forfeiture, civil forfeiture program.
Exactly.
Which is something that a lot of people have expressed some concerns about and some worries over. So we want to make sure that folks know that this program is a little different from that other stuff.
Exactly. And I'm going to explain a lot of the program itself, how it benefits the city, as well as some of the things that a lot of citizens may want to simply be made aware of as far as the program and what benefit does it have to the city.
So this was put in place in 2009.
Correct.
By the city council, I guess, and it's been about 5-6 years now. What's the impact been, and how does it work, and how does it help the city of Santa Fe? How does it benefit the city? Okay,
we're going to start out with the basic question is, how did the forfeiture program, just like you said, benefit the city of Santa Fe? The program assists with the prevention of DWI by seizing vehicles and getting drunk drivers off the city roads. The vehicles driven by drunk drivers or drivers with revoked license, which is what we call a 122G state clause, are seized by the Santa Fe police officers. This is a safety program to stop the habitual or repeat offenders. I want to really stress those two, habitual or repeat offenders.
These are folks that are coming back time and time again that we're just seeing over and over again.
Exactly.
Sure.
So it also brings another question. What about first-time offenders? First-time offenders are required to have an interlock ignition installed on their vehicles. Repeat offenders are required to go through the hearing process and or court process so that they can get their vehicle seized either permanently because of the fact they are repeat offenders. And we do have what we call innocent owners, which is maybe you let someone use your car, things of that nature, and this happened. So an innocent owner is classified as the owner of a vehicle that was seized but who was not arrested for drunk driving themselves. Okay, this owner loaned their vehicle to someone who was arrested for DWI or had a revoked license and the owner did not know. An innocent owner whose vehicle has never been seized before can get their vehicle returned to them by signing an innocent owner affidavit, basically swearing to us that they didn't know about the driver's driving history, and paying the standard administrative fees. Okay. Now, we also had some questions in reference to our speed van program.
Gotcha.
That I want to talk about real quick. As you know, the speed vans are those vans that are out at certain locations throughout the city, or they were certain locations throughout the city that would take flashes of individuals going over X amount of speed. Right now, that program is being reviewed, and it is a beneficial program. It's a safety/traffic calming program to get drivers to voluntarily comply with these speed laws in that specific areas. In most cases, they are in fact residential. So that is pretty much where we are with our speed van.
Gotcha. I know I'm used to seeing every time you see one of those vans, all the drivers around you start hitting their brakes.
Oh, you'll
so
know.
It works.
You'll know.
It gets people slowing down.
It does. And that's the objective. It's just simply to get people to voluntarily comply with the laws that are in place, that have been put out by our legislative and agreed upon by the general populace.
Sure.
Now, the money for the program, the forfeiture program, the funds are generated and they're utilized to sustain the program. Funds are used to assist the DWI unit for education around the community, and future plans included propaganda for this summer, such as a educational awareness campaign. And we also seize a FJ Cruiser that some of you may have seen out there on the streets. It's a golden colored, yellow and colored vehicle with a whole bunch of stickers, patches on it in reference to the actual DWI program.
Nice. That's good to know. That's good to know. So at what point, we say repeat offenders, but a lot of people don't, does that mean your second or your third or your fourth? At what point does this kick in?
It really kicks in around about the second time that you've done this. And of course, and I'll also explain the process of when a vehicle is taken and what the driver or the citizens need to be made aware of. Once your vehicle is taken on this program, if it is an innocent owner, vehicles are returned the first time, okay? Again, we're not trying to make a profit or anything like that. We're not a revenue generating entity as law enforcement or public service agency. It's just, again, an education and deterrent program is what it's designed to be, and just merely sustain itself and no cost to the city of Santa Fe citizen. If it is a first DWI offense, the owner must install the interlock as stated before and pay the fees. If it is a repeat offender or someone with a revoked license arrest, they must go through the hearing or court process. Vehicles may be seized permanently and ultimately sold at auction if city receives a judgment from a judge, district court judge.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. What's the impact been on the program?
And that's a good question, because what a lot of people ask is just what you said, and how has it impacted the actual DUI arrest?
Is it working?
Or crashing?
In other words,
in simple terms, it is working. I think it has brought awareness and financial hardship to some, unfortunately, because again, a vehicle is a major way to get to work, back and forth, family emergency, things of that nature. Taking someone's vehicle can always be devastating. I believe most of the first-time arrestees learn the lessons. Most people, we're all human, we all make mistakes, and when you are in this situation, we will have your due diligence, go through your due process, and if that vehicle is taken, then most people don't do it a second time, but unfortunately we do have quite a few repeat offenders in this state that we end up seizing their vehicles.
Okay, gotcha. Good to know. Good to know. So that's kind of that's the DUI program. That's the speed van program. Is there anything else going on this summer that you want folks to be aware of?
A big thing is the auctions that we have for these vehicles.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
The next auction that we have is going to be with the state police, and it should be sometime in September. We don't have an actual date yet. But if those that can't or don't want to wait for the auction, we do have an online program, online auction. And it's through what we call public surplus. And you can bid on the vehicles, kind of like a live auction. And it's currently running every 2 weeks, where we have 10 to 15 vehicles available for that online auction.
Got it. All right. All right.
And so other things during the summer that I want to talk about, other than the forfeiture program, are some just overall summer safety.
Sure.
As you know, law enforcement throughout the summertime, we do have an increase in crime because we have more people out there on the streets. And you know, the big thing that we want to really emphasize is that with public safety, we want to ensure the safety of the citizens. Those are permanent here, those that are visiting, any tourists. We want to let them know that with our enforcement action downtown, the downtown areas as well throughout Santa Fe, all over the city actually, and with the new annexation that we're picking up here in 1 July, we are looking at those high crime times, if you will, and trying to put more emphasis and focus in that during those time periods each day.
So we're looking at data and really targeting our enforcement levels in a smart way to get that. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And you know, we did have 8 people that graduated from Law Enforcement Academy. We've got quite a few more people in the background process. So those numbers are also going to help tremendously with having those boots on ground, if you so to speak.
Sure.
To make sure that we have those bodies out there and that we have that deterrence method in place.
Absolutely.
And the overall objective, just like with traffic safety and law enforcement, is for those to voluntarily comply with the law so that everybody can, you know, do what they wish and have a safe, enjoyable summer.
Got it. All right. All right. Well, Captain, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.